All right, Clint, I would say we're ready to get started.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Alyssa. Thank you, everybody, for getting on this call this afternoon to learn a little bit more about annuities, what's going on currently in the market, a couple new products that we're excited to share with you that we're going to go over. But probably the biggest value that we're going to have on this presentation is not only the products themselves, but some really nice sales tools that we feel is going to help grow your business in the annuity market, of some tools, but also some sales information that Alyssa Harris, who will be on this call here a little bit later to go over some information on how she's writing annuity business. She's a multi-million-dollar annuity producer, and she's going to share what she does during a presentation, some tools that she uses to help close business. So again, we try to do a different aspect from a marketing company of just pushing product, but also how to write the product. And going back to my slide, if you don't mind, there's my information. Again, I'm the vice president of the company. Feel free always to email me, call me, check out our website. We did just redo that. It has some really good information sales tools on that website as well. I've been in the business for a little over 20 years now. Started as a long-term care agent, specifically focused on the senior market and writing long-term care. After about 5 years of putting on a nice sized client base, I then focused in on annuities and went back to my long-term care clients and offered annuities to them, and was really surprised how much of a need there was for people that were looking for other options for safe money alternatives, and also on an index annuity side to be able to get market gains without risking. And I was real happy to notice how much it increased obviously the value of my business, my income, without really working harder, but providing a service and diving into learning more about annuities, the service I could give my clients, but then again increasing revenue for the business. So we're really trying to reach out for not only agents that have been in the annuity business that kind of want just to freshen up or get some ideas from our perspective, but also the agents that maybe were never really that comfortable with presenting annuities to their clients, but know there might be a need there and an opportunity. So whether you've written millions of dollars of annuities or haven't written one annuity, we want to work with you, one-on-one to help add this value service to your client base. So we'll go ahead and dig into it. This call is going to be approximately around 35-40 minutes. As Alyssa said, you're going to be on mute. Feel free in there to put a chat if you have any questions. If we do have time, we might open that up for some calls, but obviously you can call us, email us after the presentation to get moving. So the topics this afternoon here will include historical interest rates, what has been going on in the interest market. Obviously, it's all over the news of Feds changing interest rates, and we're hearing about the tariff trade war with China and all these things. How is it affecting the market? We're going to go over a exciting annuity tool that is going to be access to you if you would like to look at. It's called Annuity Rate Watch. Look into that, and that's a free service that you're going to be able to have by working with us. We're seeing a very large pickup in the multi-year guaranteed annuity market, and we've got two new products with that we're going to go over today that I think is going to be something exciting that you can go to your existing clients or prospective clients and show them some locked in low surrender period annuities that you can offer. And Alyssa's also going to be getting into indexed annuities. Again, she's written millions of dollars of indexed annuities. She's going to kind of go over the ones that she's been writing as of late, kind of help give some good explanations on which companies and a little bit more features on the index annuities. And as I said earlier, go into a little bit more in depth of prospecting with the clients, showing you sales strategies as well. This slide right here, as all of you know, the interest rates have gotten lower. The Feds have lowered interest rates, and that's been very good for people that are wanting to borrow money as far as mortgages or going to their bank and getting money. They're getting nice low interest rates. but it's made it difficult for getting much of a return for safe money alternatives out there, CDs, savings account. And this does a good job of showing you earlier this year, this was about in January, this is a 10-year treasury note, was at 2.76%, and as of this was late last week, it's went down to 1.68%, which is a 36% drop. So this is a big reason why we're seeing those CD rates, money market, savings account, obviously annuity rates, including fixed, but also index caps and participation rates, and their fixed rates decline as well. But I do want you to know this year in general has been a historically up year for fixed annuities, being MYGAs, but also indexed annuities. And this is a great opportunity for you because people are still looking for and have a strong need for, they want safety, especially the clients that we're working with getting close to retirement or retired. They want security with a put their money where a place they know their money's safe, and they want income options so they don't have to worry about outliving their money. And these are obviously things that annuities can provide for your clients. So again, a great opportunity to look into, and that's what we're going to try to do, is dig into some carriers and who are currently offering the best interest rates. And if you have already written annuities, some of the annuity companies have really taken some drastic turns in what their income account values as far as the income riders are offering for interest rates. The caps have changed, so it's a great time to let's see what other companies are offering for rates, and that we're going to get into as well. And in order to be able to do that, obviously it can be hard to dig through each one of the companies individually, and that's why we've offered for you, it's a free tool, it's called Annuity Rate Watch. If you're licensed with at least one annuity company, we'll give this to you for free. And with this, you're going to be able to compare all the annuity carriers that are in the market. You're going to be able to see what they're paying for interest rates. You're going to be able to run personal illustrations for your clients and show them what the income riders are going to be. You're going to be able to offer them the history of the carriers, including what their ratings are. So just a great tool that you don't have to go to each one of the companies to pull up illustrations or get what their interest rates. You can do that all in one place and really help your client shop for what the best interest rates are there are in the market. And it really reminds me, if any of you are using CSG software for Medicare supplements, where you can plug in the person's information and their zip code and it pulls up all the companies. That's pretty much what this can do for you for the annuities, is see what they're looking at. If they want to look at a MYGA, or they want to look at a income for a indexed annuity, you can put their information in and up pops all the companies so they can take a look at that. This is just a snapshot of some of the MYGA annuities using the software. As you can see, there's 2 years, 3 years, 4 year, 5 years guaranteed annuities in here to show you, what the interest rates are doing. This is just a small snapshot of some of the companies that are available, but again, something that you can use to really dig in into each one of those companies, and also not only the product, but then some background on the company as well. When we're talking about the history as far as interest rates, and when it comes to indexed annuities, I wanted to show this slide because what it is, it's a 10-year historical on an indexed annuity. The strategy for that annuity is a 1 year point to point with a monthly average on that. And it basically shows you what type of rates in a 10-year period, what can a client expect to get in a return over those 10 years if they're put into an index strategy. So on the first square there is the best 10-year period. That's from January 1st of 2009 till the end of 2018, and the S&P 1 year point to point with a participation that offered the client those 10 years 5.29%. Thank you, Alyssa, for highlighting that. And then also it shows, what's the worst case scenario? What has been the worst case scenario? And that was during January of 99 to the end of 2008. And they got 3.30%. And then here, the most recent period, which is happened to be one of the best periods, they received a 5.29%. So what the point is in all this is obviously in the index strategies, the great news is they're never going to lose their principal. They're never going to lose any interest that they've earned, because each year those earnings are locked in, and they can't put their money at risk. And over a 10-year period, I never look at the best outcome or the worst outcome. Chances are it's going to be somewhere in the middle, and that's a pretty honest return without worrying about risking your money, but also capturing market gain as well. As I mentioned before, there's some very competitive multi-year guaranteed annuities out there in the marketplace. We've recently picked up one with Equitable Life and Casualty Company out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Any of you that have been writing Medicare or long-term care, probably very familiar with that company. They've always been a real good company to work with, but they've gotten into the annuity market, and they have a couple very nice multi-year guaranteed annuities with some very strong rates. The two products they have is called the Secure Savings and the Secure Savings Elite. On the Secure Savings, the 2-year guaranteed rate is 2.75. The 5-year is a 3.90. With this, as far as liquidity goes, they can get it interest the first year. After the first year, they can get up to 5% free withdrawals of the accumulated value, thereafter. Both these products have full accumulation value at death should something happen to them. The Secure Savings Elite, the difference there is that there's no liquidity to that, so they're locked in for those 2 or 5 years. The company's obviously getting them, a little bit better interest rate for that, but again, that's kind of the difference between two. A little higher interest rate, not as much liquidity. What I'm excited to say, will go up to issue age of 90. So how many of those clients out there that are kind of in the 80 plus market are looking for safe returns on their money, but usually for annuity side, there isn't anything to offer them because it's past the issue age group. Going up to age 90, this is a great option that you can show your clients of locked in earnings. And even for those clients that really don't understand annuities, or maybe the index isn't for them, or it's too far over their head, they just want to know exactly what they're getting. And you can compare this similar to how CDs work. Great product to show that. So if you want more information on the company, commissions, contracting, please reach out to us and we'd be happy to show that to you. And as I mentioned earlier, very comparable as far as explaining it to clients, senior clients, of locked in interest rates. They understand that, obviously. And, we went onto a website to find out what CDs have been paying with some of the more larger banks on the national side of it. We've got a few on here comparing CDs. 2-year CDs were hard to find. We found some 5-year CDs we could compare. So if you look here at this slide, of some 5-year CDs, First National paying 1.35%, US Bank 0.75, Wells Fargo 0.35. So as you can tell, for locked in fixed guaranteed money, an annuity and a multi-year guarantee is still a great tool for your clients to give them a little more return on their dollar. And especially with the Savings Elite, as long as they don't need the liquidity, if they want to get a little bit more bump in the interest rate, they can look at that as well. So just a nice tool to show some other alternatives to your clients besides just parking it in the bank. Another option for clients is Sagicor. They've been around quite a while. We've worked with them on some older universal life and some annuities. They've came out with a couple product called the Sage Select and the Sage Secure. These are fixed indexed annuity products. In my mind, they have a niche. That niche is for people that are over 80 that want to look at maybe getting more accumulation or market gains without any risk or something besides a multi-year guaranteed annuity. So the Sagicor Sage Select product, happy to say, can offer a day one 4% premium bonus. There's no investment schedule on that. They get that credited to their account day one. This goes up to age 85. There is a minimum of only 2,000, which that's kind of rare for a bonus type annuity. Usually it's 5,000 or 10,000. So just starting, if you've got a client that wants to just put their foot in the water to try it out, they can go with those lower premium amounts. And then the premium withdrawals, after the first year, they can get the 10%, and that can accumulate up to 50%, after beginning contract year 2. So what that means is in year 2, let's say they don't take out 10%, that third year, the next year, they can take out up to 20%. They don't take anything out that third year, the following year, they can take out up to 30%, all the way up to 50%. So nice benefit, especially for the senior clients. And also they have liquidity with a nursing home facility rider. Should they go into a facility, they can get at their funds 100%, access to them, which is a concern, obviously, for people that maybe don't have the long-term care coverage, or what if I need to get that money with a nursing facility stay. So very friendly product for the senior market. For this product, it's pretty simple. There's 3 interest crediting strategies to choose from. The first one would be a 12-month declared fixed rate. Right now with this product, it's at 2% for a 12-month rate, which isn't too bad considering what today's market is offering for 1-year lock-in rates. They also have an S&P 500 annual point-to-point, very common strategy. That's got a 4% cap on it. And that's really a really good rate compared to what a lot of indexed annuities have been doing lately with their caps. So if the market, let's say it goes up 6%, 10%, well, they'll get 4%, and that's better than a fixed rate, and it's still trying to keep up with inflation without the chance of losing money and risking their financial situation. The third strategy is a global multi-index strategy. This is using different indexes on a global level, obviously, not just US stocks and companies. This is an annual point-to-point that has a participation rate on it. That's at 40%. So if this strategy, let's say it gets 10%, that just means that they would get a 4% return on that. Again, 10-year strategy, 10-year surrender schedule. With this, also, there's a product called Sage Secure. With the Sage Secure, that product, it basically does not have a bonus to it, but it has higher caps and fixed rates. So if you got a client that doesn't need that bonus but wants a little more higher upside, this is a great product, that Sage Secure. Everything else is the same besides no bonus. The Sage Secure has a little bit better caps and rates, and unlike the Select product, that goes up to 85, the Secure product goes up to age 90. So both great products for over the 80 market, depending on what their needs are, if they need a bonus. Good options for both. So please let us know, again, if you want us to give you more information on this. I think we're planning on sending a thank you email out, and we'll put in the brochures on both the Equitable product in the Sagicor product as well, so you can take a little bit closer look at it. So now I think I'm done yapping for a while. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Alyssa. As I said, Alyssa works with us with agent development. She specializes in the retirement planning. She has her own practice that she has several, hundreds and hundreds of clients that she works with. She's a top annuity producer as well, and she's going to kind of go over on the index side and some tips to help you present and hopefully close some annuity business.
Thank you so much, Clint. Great information. Again, it's always good to be on webinars like this where you can try to stay in touch with, the most current and competitive rates. And I'm going to spend a little more time on that, and then, like I said, dive into a few tips for you. That Rate Watch tool is a very big value add provided by Axford Senior Marketing. When you get contracted with us, if there's people on this call that are not already contracted with us, that tool is very, very useful, and it really makes annuity sales much easier. And one of the things that Clint always mentions is clients like options. They don't like to be sold things. So, you can show them, here's the different options, here's the different rates, and you can show that you're not just a one company shop, that you're independent, you can go find the best rates for them. So that is a really, really great option. With those short-term multi-year guaranteed annuities, if you're trying to gain a relationship with a new prospect or client, it's very easy for them to commit to a 2-year annuity more than it is a 10-year annuity, so maybe just try to take on a 2-year, give them a better rate than they're getting in savings, and then have a more in-depth conversation with them when that 2 period is ending, and maybe seeing if they've taken any interest out of it or things like that. It can provide you an opportunity to maybe look longer term with planning down the road. But those multi-year guarantees is a great shoe-in, a great entry product if you haven't got in the annuity business yet. If you've been working with Axford Senior Marketing, we've had a relationship with American Equity for as long as I've been a part of the firm, which is over 15 years. So they are an amazing company. They've had some rate changes in the past few weeks. However, we still feel like they're a very strong competitor in the index annuity space. If you haven't looked at their products recently, they've come out with an Asset Shield series. It's a 5, 7, and 10-year series. It's truly for a client looking for accumulation. It's got a very good participation rate on a S&P Dividends Aristocrat strategy. The illustrations for that strategy are very, very strong, and we'll talk about how you can run that here in a second. If you haven't looked at American Equity in a while, this is worth a look at this Asset Shield strategy. They also made a comeback of their Income Shield strategy and came back with a free rider. There for a while, they didn't have a free income rider. They've come back with that. It's made it competitive again. So not only can your client receive a lifetime guaranteed income, but also try to increase their accumulated value without paying a 1 to 1.5% fee for that. It's got a nice bonus on it for all first year premiums. And again, worth a look if you haven't looked at American Equity for a period of time. So we just wanted to highlight those two. And again, you can reach out to us and get more information if you'd like. American Equity also does a really good job about creating a lot of consumer-friendly tools. This is one of the tools I use a lot with clients that are just trying to figure out what their options are. Maybe they have mutual funds, maybe they have cash in the bank. Do they really understand what their potential of loss or risk is? American Equity can customize this with your information and your logo. And again, it can be just something that you have with you when you're meeting with a client. And if that conversation turns to something where, you want to talk about the annuity or talk about reinvesting some cash or maybe a high risk investment they have, this tool can really provide you an easy visual to go through with your client. And again, just show that the fixed index annuity and the fixed index provide a lot better growth than a CD cash usually do, but still have no risk and principal protection. It also kind of gives you a way to educate your clients that may be taking too much risk than they really understand. And so you can kind of create a presentation that you're comfortable with, and it can provide a really good, easy, soft approach to explaining what an index annuity really is to a client. So I suggest, again, getting some tools in place so that when you have that opportunity with a client, you've kind of got those tools right at your fingertips. American Equity also has a great illustration software for any of their products. I was working with an agent yesterday. He had a client that he was meeting with today. And I suggested that he didn't know exactly what the amount was going to be or exactly what product he was going to be presenting. I suggested that he run some value client illustrations. I always have these with me. For example, I will run an Asset Shield 5 with a $100,000 premium deposit, and then I will put in the allocation that I normally do on these and just have it with you so you can show an actual real life historical how this has actually performed. And there's some pretty significant years of growth in the last 10 years. So again, it's a powerful tool. We can do some one-on-one training with you if you don't know how to use the software, but I really suggest you spend some time learning the softwares of those companies that you work with, because it's a great presentation tool, and you can just, again, have it ready for you. So when you have those conversations, you're prepared for them. I want to turn gears. So we've been working with a lot of agents who have decided, you know what, I'm ready to go back to my clients and talk about something new. AEP season is coming. You're probably going to be, if you're in the Medicare supplement business, you're going to be reaching out and talking to a lot of your clients and seeing a lot of them over the next few months towards the end of the year. And maybe you want to talk about something a little bit different. And so let's pretend you have a conversation with a client. You go through their Medicare supplement, not much they need to do. Their drug plan looks good. Everything's good. And you just mentioned that, by the way, did you know that we offer other solutions in the retirement planning space or safety space, or, however, whatever you come up with as kind of your elevator speech. And they actually say, really? I had no idea. I'm really interested in talking to you about that and learning more about how you can help me. If you have a client that's very loyal to you, they don't want to work with a lot of people. They want to do all their business with you if possible. And so that is a great, sometimes when you get to that point in a conversation, the agents kind of freeze and not sure what to say and say, okay, great. Well, I'll talk to you again about that, but before you leave, I guess one of the suggestions that I have is give them a chance to talk to you a little bit more about that, why they want to work with you. And one of the things you can do is ask lead questions that allow them to talk about the benefits of an annuity. So what are the benefits of an annuity? The benefits of an annuity are safety. So maybe one of the questions you could ask is, what experience do you have with investments? Do you have money in the market? How do you feel about market risk? Again, get them to give you an idea. Are they risk takers? Are they not? See if they're a fit for an annuity without saying it's an annuity. Also, ask them about their retirement income plans. Maybe they're close to retirement, or maybe they're well into retirement. Ask them about that plan. Are they comfortable where they currently are from an income standpoint? Have they seen their budget tighten because of the low interest rate environment? Again, leading questions that allow them to talk about income. You'll then find out if an income guaranteed product makes sense for them, or maybe more of an accumulation product makes sense for them. Do they understand their fees? Ask them about that. Most bank accounts don't have fees, but they pay very low interest rates. If they are in an investment account, again, I'm an investment advisor. I sell securities, so there is a benefit, and I believe that not all investments are bad, but some investments have significantly high fees that they don't understand. Annuities don't have fees. So again, point those questions there. Another one they like to talk about is avoiding probate. Talk to them about their assets. What is their plan for the future if something happens to them? Again, it can lead into conversations about probate and why an annuity can provide, a great way to give the client a very quick access to funds without having to go through the probate process. The last one is, talk to them about interest rates. Has it affected them? Has the low interest rate environment negatively affected their spending habits? Maybe they can't vacation as much. Maybe they were gifting to a grandchild. Now they can't. Again, ask those leading questions. It can lead to you having a much better qualified, good conversation with them next time when you're presenting that annuity to them. Again, and it makes maybe it's not a suitable investment for everyone, but again, asking these basic questions will really give you an up when it comes to selling that product down the road if you feel it's a good fit for your client. One thing I wanted to point out is there's some pretty common themes that when they say they're interested, and then they might give you an investment account statement. Spend some time looking at that statement. Ask them some pointed questions. Ask them when they've talked to their advisor last. We feel on our financial planning side that we're very engaged with our clients and have constant communication with them, but there's a lot of financial planning firms that don't do that. Ask them about that. If they haven't talked to their advisor in 10 years, more than likely they're going to take advice from you on it. Another common theme we see is once you get someone interested in talking about other things you can potentially do for them, they say they have their money in the bank. Again, ask those leading questions. Why do they have their money in the bank? One of the most common things that I find when we see a client have a large lump sum of money in the bank is they're just uncertain. There's something uncertain. Maybe they don't have a good plan for long-term care. Maybe they just don't have enough monthly income, so they keep that savings and liquidity so if they have an emergency, they have enough. Maybe they just really don't understand what options are out there and they've always just had their money in the bank. Again, get them to talk about that and try to figure out what that purpose is, and it'll really help you lead a conversation down the road. The final comment I have here is a variable annuity. There is a great place for a variable annuity in some people's portfolios, but sometimes these variable annuities are sold and never managed. We find there's a lot of opportunity in that space to just provide really good customer service. And one of the things I suggest if you have somebody that gives you a variable annuity statement is while you're still there with the client, call the company. There's always a customer service number on that statement. And there's some pointed questions you can ask them. You can ask them what the current value is. A lot of times those statements are old, so you can get an idea if it's made or lost money since the statement was produced. A lot of times you can ask them what the current fees are. They're usually fairly high, 1.5% to 2%. You can also ask if there's any riders. Is there an income rider? Is there not an income rider? Also, you could verify their beneficiaries. See if it's been actually managed by the advisor. Again, there's a great place for a variable annuity, but there's also a lot of times when they're not sold properly or not used for the right type of client. So getting a little bit more information can really lead to a better conversation when you go back to the client to review that in detail. So that's where we come in. If you can do really good fact finding with clients, our team here can then really help you build your case or build your sales presentation when you go back to that client to present an annuity in this example. We are here to help. Again, if you can provide us as much information as possible, and that's why I want to stress so much how important I think those fact-finding questions are. But once you have a client that you feel is really good, maybe you're not comfortable with the solutions, you're not sure what solution would make sense for their age, for their goals, you can send those statements to us. We can review suitability to make sure that they still have enough liquidity and that it will get accepted by the company that you submit the application with. We can help you run illustrations. We can also be there on the call with a client that maybe you haven't gotten enough facts on. I do multiple calls a week with clients or with agents that want me to help fact find with their clients. They're just not comfortable. They're not sure what questions to ask. We can try to do a few of those with you to get you more comfortable in that space. We've also done closings with clients with your clients and you as the agent and go to meetings. So we can really be there for you to try to support you while you're learning and getting more comfortable in this space. So there's a ton of ways that Oxford Senior Marketing can do and help you grow this business if you make a commitment to really getting educated and getting comfortable in this space. So with that being said, Clint, back to you.
Hey, thank you, Alyssa. Great job. Definitely, I hope everyone on the call found some information that spiked their interest and it made them excited about the opportunity in the annuity market. Like I said, there's a lot going on with interest rates, and there's some scares lately with the market kind of dropping, and good timing of an opportunity to get in front of these clients, and hopefully you take advantage of utilizing us, the tools we have, obviously Alyssa, to help you grow in your business and just have another avenue that can work with you and possibly your clients if that's what you'd like us to do to help your client and obviously help you grow your business. So again, we'll follow up with you with an email. If there's any of you on here that didn't put in your information of who you are or email, could you please send us an email afterwards at axfordsmi.com, and we'll make sure and respond with you with some information that we talked about today. But obviously, feel free to call us, email us with any questions that you might have. And unless, Alyssa, we have any questions on the chat, that might
Nope,
be
I
might
think we're
be it for
good.
today.
So everybody have a great rest of your day, and well, yes, please call us and we'll talk about your specific situation and how we can help.
That sounds great. Well, thanks again, everybody, for attending this afternoon, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.